Polgu, hey. It is Friday the 21st of August, about 11 p.m. over here on the island. We've had a little bit of rain in the last day or two. My washing machine is packed up. I've got a whole bunch of washing that I've been doing in the bath today and kind of really enjoying it, just enjoying that kind of bending down, leaning forwards, the wringing out of the water from the clothes. I think maybe washing our clothes was good for our souls in some way, and as usual we've given it over to a machine and now we don't do it. But I get it. If you've got family and you've got loads of washers to do, it's, maybe I shouldn't buy a washing machine. Maybe I should just wash the clothes in the bath. Would that be crazy? Would that be a crazy thing to do? What would you suggest as my goo-goo Polgu? My goo-goo pol. I think I know what it's like now to be one of those slightly frustrated, put upon women. Because I have realized this recently. I have realized that I am actually, I am in maybe all my relationships, I am anima to some kind of animus. Although the challenger, he's quite animus, isn't he? Anyway. But it feels very female-coded. These women who complain that their man suddenly disappears because he's, he's gone all kind of World Cup crazy or something.
The Aegis of Champions. It is the master pattern. The template of triumph. A sigil stitched from the threads of countless battles waged around the world.
And this is not the same kind of crazy, but having spent a bit of time now on Dota 2...
Michael, though, again, Divine, catching the two big calls, catches Watson, catches Tira Jr., as both will fall. DM goes for the BKB-TP, he'll get out of there.
It's... I just don't get it. I just genuinely don't get it. But now I know why I don't get it, right? Because this is what am I doing holding this? This is hugely social. All of this is social.
This is the shape that we strive for. The composition every hand aspires to create. The point where all paths converge as we bend our own lines of fate ever closer to the perfect design.
Any team sport is basically a bunch of people doing something with a bunch of other people.
Because you never really have a full understanding of when the timing will switch into the other direction because there's so many factors at play.
With his performance on that Wind Ranger, absolutely on another level. Top lane, actually going to get a chance to make a bit of an attempt for Zamela.
And that is not a form of competition that I understand. I can understand one person pitted against or in communication as we are here with another. That I can completely understand, which I guess, if I really have to sit on a sofa with a glass of chilled Pinot Grigio or something, and maybe a few pistachio nuts on the side, I will watch tennis. I will happily watch tennis. I get that. I get that whole kind of like SXSP sort of vibe. I just do not get the social sports.
It is proof of endless possibility.
The team sport.
A record of realized dreams.
I do not get it.
A pinnacle of mastery whose pursuit transcends the boundaries of time.
What is the social instinct's pleasure? Because it's hugely social.
Now we gather to witness those worthy of the weaving.
It is your social instinct wedded or channeled through the 5 frame, right? Maybe even the 594 frame. I don't see what's in it for the 4. I really don't.
To intertwine the strands of every victory, failure and hard-learned lesson into one immortal design.
I feel like this is very 5'9", and it's very social self-praise in some way.
15 years ago, I had the pleasure of welcoming players and fans to the very first International.
I can't compete with this. I can't compete. Like, if you have a friend who has a very dominant social instinct, these social events are going to roll around and they're going to seize that person's social instinct and ring not ring it, but yeah, ring it like a bell. And what can you do? What can you do with your one-on-one transmitting, your one-on-one kind of charge-seeking game? And the best I can come up with is to read to you a little bit of this novel that I'm reading at the moment, which I am actually rereading. Because I read it in the late 90s, but I didn't really get it. You know, I am a late developer. I wasn't right for it. I wasn't right and ripe, and also ribald enough for it. But now I get it, and I wanted to read to you this section. I think as a kind of as my own value grab, right? Because it's really her. It's her just saying how splendid people like me are, Pol. You know, us psychotherapists of this world. It's a kind of a paean to the psychotherapist, and it can be found for those who have a copy of I Love Dick. It can be found on page 215 of I Love Dick, and it goes like this: Psychotherapists, writes Chris Krause in I Love Dick, have a gift for locking into other people's minds, Pol. Yeah, we just do. Direct current flows without. This cough is getting the better of me. We know what I should do to deal with it. Am I going to do that? No. Direct current flows without any spoken language, like the Star Wars robot that can unlock any code just by reaching into a machine. Psychotherapists can instantly situate a person, their thoughts and their desires, their weaknesses and expectations. And isn't situation such a psychotherapeutic word, both noun and verb? The psychotherapist will suddenly burst out with the most incredible details of your private life, things that you would never imagine anyone could know, and they will tell you in the most abrupt way truths that you believe to be absolutely secret. Psychotherapists aren't like the rest of us, sunk into themselves and their Dota competitions, he says jealously.
Whether you're at the arena in Shanghai or watching from home, the skill, the passion, the talent of these players is always worth celebrating. And that's what we're here to do.
It is such a jealous instinct. It is so jealous. It is so freaking jealous. Psychotherapists aren't sunk into themselves. Associatively, they're hyperactive. The world gets creamy like a library, and psychotherapists are the most generous of scholars. The most generous of 4-wing-5 scholars, because they are emotionally right there. They don't just formulate, they don't just observe, they are willing to become the situated person's expectations. The psychotherapist has lightning access to you. He internalizes all the links between you, makes them part of his subjective system. This is empathy to the highest power. The psychotherapist turns into a seer, then enacts that vision through his or her becoming. No one, and psychotherapists least of all, who do it best, can live in this heightened state of reflective receptivity forever, of kind of pure immanence, Pol, pure immanence. Because this empathy is involuntary, there's terror here, loss of control, a seepage, becoming someone else, or worse, becoming nothing but the vibratory field between two people. what a wonderful and appreciative summation of the kind of people who do the work that people like me do, Paul, as opposed to just sitting on their asses watching Dota 2.
Once more. It's enough to get him up in the air, get the chance to put the BKB. He'll try and roll over towards GH, but he's falling low. Watson coming in from the side. But Laurenov got the pickup. He picks up the cheese, picks up the Aegis here on the Storm, makes the jump straight over to Malady. Side comes in, they'll take Malady out.
The rug pull is that in that passage, Krauss is writing about schizophrenics. She's not writing about psychotherapists. But essentially, I believe, establishing that there is a profound link between schizophrenics and psychotherapists. And maybe schizophrenics who train to be psychotherapists are able to find a place in society in the way that the sort of the pure schizophrenics never can.
Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new.